What's happening? What's happening? What is happening? I'm your man OG Truth with a 2. Hurts with a Z. Coming at you with another episode of Exclusive World of Wrestling. We got some we got some heavy hitters on here tonight, man. We got my man, the main event. Coming at you all the way from Columbus / Macon. And we got the Rich Homie. Rich Homie, man, what's happening?
What's the word? What's the word? It's popping.
Uh-oh. All right, y'all. Let's go get into it. So John Cena, Monday night, he wanted to. He pretty much came out there and cut a scathing promo for about 15 to 20 minutes, blaming the fans. He blamed the fans for his heel turn. And then Cody came out there and shut it down in 5 minutes.
3 minutes. Let's get it straight. It was 27 minutes, 10 minutes of the fans booing him, call him some bitch, fuck you, Cena, all that good shit. And then it was 17 minutes of Cena just being stale as hell. And then Cody comes out there in 3 minutes and just kills the whole thing. Like, what the fuck is really going on? Like, Cody looked like the heel in this situation, and Cena looked like the face still.
It's typical heel and face type of psychology going on right there. Because if you think about it, like Cena beat the shit out of his ass 3 weeks ago, and then this is like Cody's kind of shine right now. I want to say it's verbal. It's a verbal, thing that they did. Cena did a good job, far as his heel promo. I'd say that the best thing I liked was people was anticipating, new music and new gear. He said he ain't nobody getting nothing. Ain't nobody getting none of that. Like, and that's a typical heel move right there. Meaning that you're not getting nothing from me. I'm not finna do nothing for y'all.
Dave Meltzer said the same thing on his
cool.
podcast show.
Like, that's cool, but I don't know, man. Cena just giving me, like, I don't know. It's like he don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like he want to be a heel, but he don't know what to do as a heel. It's like, okay, that's typical heel shit. Like, all right, boom. You can't have new theme music, new, you know what I mean? A whole new wardrobe or whatever, because that's what everybody's expecting and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's not flowing with the heel, like, type shit. You know what I mean? It's like you want heat, but he's not getting the heat that he thinks he is. It's just like, all right, boom. Like, you just look like you don't know what you're doing as a heel.
Well, so, the thing about Rich Homie, ain't nobody really buying what Cena's saying. Like,
yeah, I'm not.
You spent 20 minutes going at the fans, bro. No, you didn't. No, it wasn't the fans who you turned heel on. Let me see you go at Cody.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've kind of that's the negative takeaway I took away from it as well, was you first off, you didn't bring up why you sold your soul to The Rock, and the main thing is y'all fighting for the championship. So it's like he didn't even bring up Chase for 17, So
he
like,
not bringing up none of that shit.
He ain't bring none of that up. So it's like he came out there just whining and crying about, he gave 25 years to the fans, and nobody respected him or liked him and anything. It was just, but how the way Cody came out and how the way he said that he wanna wrestle John Cena, it's giving me WrestleMania 18 vibes when The Rock came back, after he got ran over by the damn semi, and was like, I want to wrestle Hulk Hogan. I don't want to wrestle, Hollywood. And I know Hulk still is some good inside Hulk, and we saw it, unfold at WrestleMania within a match. They had a double turn. So it's kind of giving me that. I'm not saying that Cody's gonna turn heel at WrestleMania. We don't really know what's gonna happen at this point. So saying that Cody,
My bad.
you good. But that's all. I just hope they're not trying to, skate along that, that road that they did, back in 2002 with Rock and Hogan,
And that's what it gives me vibes of, and it also gives me vibes of. I mean, if we're gonna go back, also gives me vibes of of WrestleMania 5 when the Mega Powers exploded, but not in that text, but just the way that build up was. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like is there.
Okay.
Well, here's my thing. Right now I got a feeling it's gonna be 4 matches, maybe 5. That's gonna trump that, and that's not good. That's not good. You shouldn't have 4, maybe 5 matches to trump the biggest heel turn in the history of the business. What y'all think? Because see, we already know the triple threat that's forming between EO, Bianca, and Rhea.
That's gonna steal the show.
On that right there, I feel like Rhea don't even deserve to be in that shit, man. Bianca gotta go heel, beat the shit out of Rhea, tell her she's not allowed, like, you know what I mean, fuck her up before the match, and then beat EO, and then turn heel, because it's like, I don't know, Bianca been doing a lot of like Randy Orton kind of activities, like she's feeding into the fans a little bit, but she's being a heel at the same time. It's like we just not seeing it. We want it though, you know what I mean? It's like she's acting certain ways on social media. She's basically, you know what I mean? She's supporting Montez Ford and shit like that, obviously because they're together, but Montez was on some heel shit at first, and she's literally supporting that. Like, so I don't know. I feel like a Bianca Belair heel turn is coming. It needs to, you know what I mean? Because think about it. All 3 of them motherfuckers right there are babyface. You know what I'm saying? There's always got to be a heel in the match somewhere. Rhea Ripley is supposed to be a babyface, but everybody loves her. EO, nobody really have no problem with EO. You understand what I'm saying? Even though she's part of Damage Control, but EO was always the most loved one out of the whole thing. And then at the same time, you got Bianca Belair who's supposed to be a babyface. So it's like, who's going to turn heel? Somebody's turning heel out of that, and I think it's Bianca.
I think it's gonna be Rhea, and let me tell you why.
It's gonna be Rhea.
They might push Rhea, yeah.
Rhea's naturally
Hogan.
She's better naturally a heel than
Yeah.
a face. And Bianca, if we just being honest, right now it's a race between who's gonna carry that women's division. It's between Bianca and Tiffany. And right now we already know Bianca is way light years ahead of
Tiff is not.
But but you know why they gonna push Tiffany. You already know why. Like, just the demographics. Just think about
she's
that.
the second coming of Trish Stratus. They gonna push
Here's my
Tiff.
thing. Here's my thing about that. You got those who are ready. You got those who are almost there. And then you got those who are nowhere near. Tiffany Stratton's in that third category. Trisha Green's in that third category. Then you got those almost there, the Dakota Kai's, the Jakar Jacksons, the Last Legends. They're almost there. The ones who have had it since the beginning, you look at Rhea, you look at Bianca, you look at Bayley, you look at Sasha, you look at those. Those are the ones who have had it from the beginning. I saw Rhea the first time in the Mae Young Classic when she faced Dakota Kai. Her and Dakota Kai had a great match until Dakota Kai tore up her knee. So that tells you a lot about where the women's division is right now. There's a lot of good quality at the top. It's top heavy, but it's also mid card juicy. With the Lyra Valkyrias and the Alba Fires. I mean, if you were to take the Secret Harvest or whatever the fuck Chelsea Green's got going on, and you let Piper Niven and Alba Fire be wrestlers instead of being what Stooges, then you will see the whole women's division turn on its head because Nia Jackson's got a dance partner in Piper Niven,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can put the belt on Elba Fire because Elba Fire is a whole lot better wrestler than Chelsea Green, and you can see potential matches with her and Roxanne Perez, and Perez has it too. She's in that upper class as well. So women's wrestling to me right now is at an all-time high.
It
All
is. I
time
can
high.
agree.
It is, but they're looking for. But you already gotta know like which one of these women have the best charisma. Because
As far as
Bianca got the look.
charisma, yeah, it's hard.
Bianca got the look. She can wrestle, and she has the charisma.
Mm-hmm.
All those in that first bucket. All those in that first bucket is great.
Tiffany is working. Tiffany's charisma has came a long way, but she still needs to work on her character a little bit more. But I don't know what do they want her character to be, this high flashy Barbie girl look, or do they want her to be like I don't
Shit,
know,
they
or
want
this
Trish
power, or
Stratus.
do
That's what
you
they
want her to
want.
be this
They
No,
want Trish
powerful
Stratus
strong
2.0.
strong woman like Jade? Like you gotta pick a side. Like you can't have no buff Barbie. That don't make
No,
any sense.
what
That
it
doesn't
is,
sell.
they want another Carmella. They want somebody who's gonna be like this little pixie girl who can be all fashion, but be all about the wrestling. And I hope she does consider a lawsuit against the WWE because of the way that she's been treated. And if you haven't heard, she's not being resigned. She's a free agent.
Well, I
Yeah.
already knew the fuckery was gonna come with her because of the Corey Graves situation. So
No, that's the reason why he went off.
yeah, but they've been trying to. It's that situation. That whole situation's been problematic for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So they were looking for a way to kind of sever that relationship they had.
But see, here's
But
the bullshit
WWE,
about that
but
though.
that's how WWE is.
But here's the
They
bullshit about
don't they only as far as relationships go with among the wrestlers, they either approve it or they gonna be against it.
but here's the bullshit with her though. Her father was a wrestler in the WWE. He was a jobber for many years. He was in the WWE 15 years as a jobber. She's a second generation wrestler. So as many years as her father put in, as many years she put in almost 10 herself.
So
You should have at least, given her some sort of benefit of the doubt or some sort of leeway.
But that's not how life works. We know that. And like let's be real. And I ain't trying to start an argument.
Oh
But
no, you're right.
but I get what Cody says at the beginning of his own. Wrestling has more than one royal family. I don't think Carmella's dad in that category with the
No,
flair.
not at all.
yeah, not at all.
So, like yeah, she's a second generation, but it's like she's not. It's not a well known name. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Von Dale family, no, they're not well known at all.
Shit,
I mean,
even
it's her and her father. But
regardless of her
it's the
family, I feel like she don't got it
royalty
though.
thing.
What'd you say? What'd you say? Rich homie.
Shit, regardless of her family, I feel like she just don't got it, to me, honestly. Carmella's a good she could do a good promo, but it's like if you don't get better at what you're weak at, you're gonna look stupid. Like a perfect example of that, right? Like um Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks. She hasn't gotten better at anything. She's great in ring, but her promos are fucking terrible, and they've been like that since she left WWE and went to
Oh yeah.
AEW. It's like she's reading off of a fucking paper. Like she's completely uncomfortable. She plays a heel because it's supposed to be easy, and she's still struggling to do that. So it's like she has not gotten better at all. She's terrible. It's like she literally went to AEW because it's like a fucking shark in a kiddie pool. You understand what I'm saying? So she's legit destroying her legacy because every time she has an interview, niggas could say some other shit. Niggas could ask about WCW. Well, WWE, like she always got something bad to say about
Yeah.
them, and it's like she isn't the same without the machine behind her. Her new gimmick is literally like an off brand. It's like having cinnamon toast crunch, but then you got, I don't know, I don't know, cinnamon crunchies or some shit. It's like she's the
Yeah,
off-brand
yeah.
version of Sasha Banks. She's Mercedes Moné. Instead of the boss, she's the CEO. Like, it's just the same shit revamped,
Hold
but
that
they're
thought,
no
man.
better
Hold that thought
promo.
real quick.
Mhm.
Yo, Truth, let them know. Press them buttons, man.
Make sure everybody press some buttons out there. Got Tremaine Freeman, Hassan Terrell, Daniel Barry Sports. What's going on, everybody? Make sure y'all hit them buttons, man. Truth with Two Entertainment, Truth Sports and Entertainment, the channel formerly known as Truth TV. I got my man, the main event, the Don, and Rich, homie. Excuse me, wealthy homie.
I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. Just had to get them buttons pushed, man.
No,
It's all good.
y'all going to get off my baby girl. Y'all got to get off my baby girl now. I fight by Mercedes now. I fight by her now.
But to your point, Rich, you exactly right. When I first saw the gimmick come out and she come out, it's like the music's all the same. It's just a different beat.
Mm-hmm.
The rings it's just one letter short. You know.
Yeah, it's like it just fell flat
She
to me.
rocking
It's like
green
she could
hair
do much
instead
better.
of purple hair.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think when she left WWE, she tried to think that she can do what Cody did, and what Cody did, it made him. It made him. He had notoriety, behind. And Sasha had notoriety as well, but you saw Cody became became a better person for that.
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes, it's been almost 2 years since she's been with AEW.
Yeah,
and there's no change.
But there's nothing. It's like you're still the same person that you
And
was in
that's
WWE. Like
and
ain't
that's the
nothing.
problem.
And that's a lot of these WWE wrestlers. They go to AEW or TNA, and they don't show any growth. They don't have any
but
improvement.
here's the thing.
Because they literally leave
Here's
for the money.
Here's the opposite to that. Here's a 180 to that as well. You look at Tony Storm. You look at Ricochet.
Yeah.
And they did a complete 180 because they were allowed to let themselves be free in AEW. They're allowing
Tony
them
Storm
to be
is
free.
an exception to the rule. I do agree with you on that.
Tony Storm did well. I could agree. But Ricochet, no. He's
time will
basically
tell with
in the
him.
same boat.
Yeah, time will tell with him. He only been there for a few months.
That heel shit is not working for him.
He's doing something a little bit more than what he was doing in the WWE. And I can say that. Him working with Swerve.
I will say about Ricochet. He getting more pop over there than he is in the WWE because, like Swerve said, pretty much over the WWE, you was Samantha's husband. So, but at least he came over here. And he came over to AEW and started nothing else, making some type of ripple.
Because of that,
Ricochet
audience.
is trying. It's like it's that typical type of audience that's basically behind AEW, so they're willing to do that because see what Ricochet is doing. He's not doing anything different. What we're seeing is that he's getting an opportunity that he didn't have in WWE. So we feel like it's something. Oh my God, Ricochet's doing this now.
But see, here's the thing about Ricochet though in WWE.
Did he cut off?
Man, this all right?
The first speed champion. He was a tag team champion. The dude knew how to wrestle. The dude can wrestle. He was a North American champion. So the guy got his opportunities. He just didn't. When they gave him alley-oop, he tried to make a 360 instead of a regular dunk and missed it.
Well,
and then not only that, he didn't have any dance partners. The only real dance partner he had, to me, the whole time he was there, was when he was in that program with Velveteen Dream in NXT. That was the only time I really saw him.
Velveteen Dream, that's another one. That's a big what if right there, man. If he didn't do what he did, Yeah, he'd have been the man. Velveteen Dream was good, man.
From what I heard, part of that story is some bullshit.
Yeah,
Okay.
they saying that he was innocent.
Yeah.
And he's even got checks, boy. He's even got checks behind that.
If
Well,
he's innocent, they need to bring him back.
Well, see, the thing about it, man, that's a real gray area. When you get accused of certain shit, that's a real gray area
and then he spiraled too. He had some arrests as well.
Yeah, he had some substance abuse and stuff like that. So.
All right. What? Okay. Let's get to the this three-way with Bianca, Io, and Rhea. I know y'all. I know. Rich Homie said a lot of people expect the heel turn out of Bianca. I'm gonna kind of ride with what Mike been saying. She really don't need to do it. I mean, she could do a heel turn, but she really don't need it. She's so over as a face. I mean,
I think it's something that she wants to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Because I think it'll honestly work for her because Bianca wouldn't be like a super heel. You remember how Randy Orton was when he was basically like a tweener, like he's like an anti-hero, but he's still like, get a pop and everything. I feel like that would be Bianca.
Do you remember when she was in NXT and she was at in between her?
Yeah, exactly. That was perfect for her.
Yeah, that's what I was telling everybody else. She was a perfect heel. She was a great heel when she did go full heel in NXT and had that run. I mean, that little 5-month run before she became champion and turned face.
It's one thing that I don't want to leave out when it comes to especially when it came to Monday night. That little segment. It's one thing that I can't leave out. Bianca's wardrobe malfunction, baby. Woo!
Did you see that titty?
I didn't see that one. I didn't get to see
but titty came out, boy.
I ain't talking about the titty.
So wait, Bianca titty came out?
No, I ain't talking about the titty. I ain't talking
about
about
what you laying on the table.
Boy,
yeah, the boot knuckle.
Boy, shit.
Yeah.
You talking about when she was laying on the table and Rhea had powerbomb?
Yeah. You saw the boot knuckle first.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and look at the highlights and see some shit like that.
You go back to Netflix and watch it.
Yeah, Rich Homie. Now Bianca, she makes her own wardrobe.
Yeah.
And probably
she makes tasers too.
Bianca, B, you gotta be careful. You gotta put on some drawers out there, B. You gotta put on some drawers, baby. That thing almost flew out of there, Jack. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out, bud. That rabbit, I'm gonna hop out, bud.
Oh man, boy. I know Tails like, hey.
Shit, like I said, Bianca, that's my wife right there. Shit, I'll fight.
That's my baby maker, goddamn.
But they probably laughed about it. I just don't know what I don't know where they're gonna go with this though. Between them three,
if I had to make a guess, I think like if we look at like the old Triple H, like what Triple H has been doing, I feel like he's just gonna go with Rhea Ripley because we feel like Rhea Ripley's safe. That's honestly what I think is gonna happen. Rhea's gonna take the win. Bianca's gonna get mad. Bianca's gonna turn heel. You know what I mean? To see if she gets any heat. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you'll probably get a double.
Let's get a double
turn. You probably get a double turn because Io.
Can I play devil's advocate real quick? What if none of them turn, and you got to return an Oscar that comes in and sticks her nose in everything?
Oscar got to get rid of that damn stalker first. Okay, what I want y'all,
that's right.
To put on y'all mind real fast. To everybody on here and to even the guys in the chat right here. We gonna discuss the 10 best WrestleManias of all time and the 10 worst. Just think about it as we go through the show. 10 best and the 10 worst. Shut up, main event. I already know you ready to take off.
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir, I am.
See, no, I can't think of 10 just straight off the top. I really gotta review that, but I know my favorite
I
of all
got
time.
5. I got 5 of the worst.
Is WrestleMania 20 is the best one to me.
Okay. Where I mean, where we going, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens? Where we going with this?
I want to see them voices come out
I'm
his
a little
head.
tired of it. I feel like it's gonna be a good match, but I'm a little tired of it though, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's a whole hum thing, yeah.
Like the Kevin Owens thing. I feel like Kevin Owens is doing what he's doing, but he ain't getting no, you know what I mean? He's not getting anywhere.
Yeah, I'm tired of
Kevin Owens like
and they
this
keep
generation.
going. Every time they, it's like
I like the character though.
they have him for a year and a half as a face, and then a year and a half as a heel. It's like that's the direction they want to keep having him in, keep going back and forth, being and the heels. When he a heel, he's not really a threat. Like he just
before we know it, he's gonna be like Big Show.
he is
turning.
He is Big Show. He had more turns than Big Show by now.
But I think Randy Orton should take the win, but Kevin Owens needs the win. I'll say that.
Yeah. I'm just
Kevin Owens needs the win. I want Randy Orton to win,
but
Kevin needs that win.
Here's my thing about Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is 20. They're both 20 years in. You know, Randy's about a half generation further along than he is.
Mm-hmm.
Watching them in this program, it's kind of it's had a whole hum. But you want to see Randy get back to where he's hearing those voices again. Where he's
that 09 Randy Orton. That's what we looking for.
Yes. That's what I want to see.
He got to.
What talking about this is last year as well.
He got to do a heel turn.
Wait. What? You said
that's the thing right now with Randy. Like the match, I just see this how it is. It's a tune-up for Randy. They trying to get him back into that main event spot. So having him work with Kevin is they gonna see that Randy can still, do he have enough left in the tank?
Yeah, if he still
to go against a Cody Rhodes or CM Punk or I forgot a Gunther or Jay Uso, whoever gonna have the world title.
Real quick, Jay Uso, he need to work on his in-ring ability a little bit more. Like he need to do a little bit more. I like Jay Uso, man, but he got to do a little bit more, or else him and Gunther's gonna look crazy at Mania. You know what I mean? If Jay Uso wins, I ain't gonna lie. If he ain't doing something, if they don't put on a banger, him and Gunther gonna look stupid.
Here's what I think about Jay Uso. Jay Uso is this generation's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
No, Shawn Michaels was a No, hear me out. Shawn Michaels was a tag team specialist.
Yeah, he definitely was at first.
I know what you mean when you say that.
I would have said Booker T. I wouldn't have said Shawn Michaels.
Booker T was definitely more sound than the ring.
Booker T was different. Absolutely different. He was ready for the big time because he been wrestling singles matches on and off because Lash was hurt. I'm sorry. Stevie Ray was hurt. Lash is his real name. Mm-hmm. Stevie Ray was hurt, So he did wrestle a lot of singles matches, and you saw him getting better and better. And that's why Dusty and that creative team wanted to give him that push.
It was well deserved.
So that's why I look at Jay Uso.
Scott Hall politicked the WCW to get him that push.
But see, here's the thing.
He did?
Yo, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, they believed in guys like Booker T, Stevie Ray. Not Booker T and Scott Steiner. It was them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they did a lot of work. That was when they held the tag team titles when they were the outsiders. That's why they had a lot of programs with the Steiner brothers and Stevie Ray and Booker T.
Right.
That makes sense. Okay.
So like getting back to my point, and I use those two because I use Shawn Michaels and Jey Uso as as examples because similar body types. They're both 6 foot. They're both around the 6 foot height. They're both around the 230, 240, 230, 235 weight.
I don't think Sean ever got this big though. Like
Yeah, he's
Jay,
about 234 pounds at one point.
Yeah, I think Sean was maybe like 210, 220.
yeah, like Jay almost getting Jay, but you can tell he been living good.
Yeah,
And
Jayla, he about
Jay's at
250 right
Jay's
now.
at 230, 235. So, and Jimmy's at 250. Like a lot of people don't realize how big they are, but as short as they are,
Yeah,
because
Jimmy big as hell.
Yeah, Jimmy is a big
Jimmy's like
motherfucker.
6'1", 6'2", 250, and then you got Jay, fraternal twin, 6 foot 230. So that's why I'm like, I'm looking at those body types, and I'm like, that's what they look like to me. And then Shawn Michaels was so technically sound, and so is Jey Uso. But Jey Uso doesn't have the move set that Shawn Michaels had on the ground, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
So
definitely get
that's
what
why,
you mean.
Yeah, his ground game is a little different. I just kind of see. It's almost like okay, because I know most of us. I don't I don't know how you are when it comes to Gunther, Rich Homie, but we can't stand his ass. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Gunther is fucking boring, man.
yeah, so
He has good matches, but I don't like his character at all.
I love the guy, man. Look,
I
when
hate his
you change your body from being like a 6'8", 320 something pound guy to a 245 pound guy with like 4% body fat, you got to give the man a little bit of credit.
I mean,
Even though he
I
does,
can give him
well,
that.
Priest did that too. Now
I don't like his character.
yeah. Like, but what I'm saying is, you can see him. You see him more. He can go longer in the ring, because the matches I seen him in previously when he was in WSW and like all over Europe and in NXT UK and then going to NXT, the man has changed his body so much to where he can go 40, 50 minutes and not even tire out. He went 40 minutes with Damian Priest and looked good when he won the championship.
Aren't those European matches? I may be wrong. Like most of those European matches, they don't last more than 10 minutes, right?
No. Him and Drew McIntyre, when he was Drew Galloway, when they wrestled in SPW in an event in Scotland about 12 years ago, they went about 45, almost 50 minutes.
No.
They wrestle just like we wrestle.
I'm like, he had to work on his cardio and stuff because, like,
at that point, he was like 350. He was like 350 pounds at that point too.
all right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Then we're gonna talk about some WrestleManias. Matter of fact, we got 17 other people in here. Make sure y'all hit them buttons, man. Like, share, subscribe. This is Exclusive World of Wrestle. I'm your man, OG Truth with a 2, Hurts with a Z. Got my man. We got the Dunn. We got Rich Homie. We got the main event. We talking road to WrestleMania. All right, so what y'all think about Naomi getting a lick back? What's up?
I love it.
Go ahead.
I'm here. I'm right here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it all, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
but Jade, I thought Jade about to choke and lift her off the ground, but she took off.
Like, I love Jade, but I think that Jade and Naomi, they will have a good match. But I feel like Naomi's gonna carry Jade a little bit because Jade has the in-ring ability, like to flow, but her promo skills aren't very good either. You see what I'm saying? Naomi's doing a lot of the talking. She's gonna carry her. But I think it's gonna be interference from Liv, though. I think Liv is gonna insert herself into that too.
You see, the thing about it, the only way Jade's gonna survive because she getting so much pop. But the thing about it, they're basically gonna have to let her go back to AEW. Jade. They're gonna have to turn her into that bitch again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, because I think they're trying they try to doll her up a little bit. They trying to doll her, and it just, I mean, they try to turn her. They really try to make her the bougie bully. Like Lash call herself a bougie bully. That's what they're trying to do with Jade, and I don't think it's working. Jade, it's obvious that when she went out, she had to work on. They probably had to polish her up a little bit, but they're going to polish her up more on the mic. And yes, Naomi is going to carry her. And I'm loving this. I'm loving this heel, Naomi. Do not go back to face. I'm loving this heel.
She always did
as a heel. Get away from that glow.
When she was with that BAD thing several years ago, that was Naomi's best work. So Naomi is really better as a heel than a face. That's just in my opinion. So
why do I have a feeling? I'm glad you. Why do I have a feeling that Jim gonna screw Jay?
You want to know why? Because he's done it before.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be like one of those the Fatu traditional things. I did this for you. I did this for you.
I wouldn't even think Jade would do it. I honestly think it could be Jacob Fatu. Or that's another thing. It'll be nice, but I don't think he gonna make a debut at WrestleMania. Zilla.
Zilla they don't even think he's gonna make it through NXT.
He gonna make it, man.
Zilla's gonna make it. I think Zilla's gonna take his time though, because the bloodline thing is gonna get like a little watered down. They don't want that. But Zilla would definitely have a good place.
Zilla debut is gonna be the shot in the arm for the bloodline storyline.
Yeah, but Zilla, if they do bring him, they probably gonna have him in NXT for a little bit.
Is Zilla still a part of MLW though? Is he? He's
supposed to be a free agent. He's supposed to be.
Okay.
I don't know how true that is because he was wrestling with Booker T.
Yeah, Booker T still training him, so. And they got Booker T.
So he did do those independent dates with Booker T with the reality of wrestling.
Yeah, but that's what he did with Jacob. He trained Jacob Fatu before he debuted. But that's the thing. When they start training with Booker, you already know they getting called. They getting called up.
Because Booker, he's definitely a real sound mind when it comes down to wrestling. There's only a few people you want to really listen to about the business, like guys like Booker T, Mark Henry, Stone Cold. You know what I mean? Like dudes like that. Yeah, Arn Anderson. These are legendary guys that know what's going on.
See, and here's the thing. This is why I wish the territories were still alive right now. Even though the business is turning back to the territories, you don't have those guys anymore, those veteran guys that actually take you under their wing and teach you the business. You don't have those Killer Kowalskis anymore. You don't have the Brunos anymore. The ones that are really trying to do that have all passed away. The Dusty Rhodes. Now you got the guys like Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard's trying to do that.
Well, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, the reason why this new crop of motherfuckers, they know it all. You can't tell them shit. And then the guys who are eligible to do it, they're so fucking selfish. Like I despise Seth Rollins. So, and let me tell you why I despise him.
But here's the thing though. Let me stop about Seth Rollins real quick. Nathan Frazier, who's in NXT right now, he got trained by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has a school.
Well, when?
Seth Rollins has a school in the Quad Cities area.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He does.
Okay, I'll back up off a little bit then. I'll back up off a little bit because I'm
you know who came through that school?
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
There's another person who came through that school.
Who was that?
Ruby Riott.
Okay.
I like Ruby Riott.
I like her. I like her too.
Congratulations to her too. She's about to pop.
I thought she done popped. But
I think it maybe. But I mean, I know it was around that time she's ready.
I never would have thought when that faction came out. What 8 to 10 years ago?
The Shield.
The Riot Squad.
Liv would have been the most popular out of that. But I just always I just back to your point about nobody's ain't no teaching, because a lot of these guys, again, they some know-it-alls. They don't want to be taught, and then the guys who can do the teaching, they not, because they still don't want to. They don't want to go away. They don't want to. They don't want to go away.
They don't want to pass the torch.
They don't want to pass the torch. And see, those are and see, you know what? That's what killed WCW. That was one of the things that killed WCW.
Thank you.
That was one of the things that killed WCW. But
I can agree.
It won't kill WWE. Of course. I mean, it's just so global.
You'll hear me talk more about that in a future show called The Tales of the Territories. I'll be talking about that.
Coming to you every Wednesday after WrestleMania. LT, what's going on? LT in the business. What you got there? What you got there, little brother?
How much? Just got back in from doing a job.
All right.
Glad to see you home safe, brother.
I
appreciate it.
We done got to the meat and potatoes of it right now. We just going out of Naomi getting a lick back, and now let's just talk about the big ass brawl. The big ass brawl. To me, that brawl was so. I don't know.
Before we touch the brawl, let me get my thoughts on the Naomi and
go ahead.
And Jade situation. First of all, did you see that ass? Yeah, I'm starting off like that. I'm coming out the gate with it, and then we got to get that out the way.
Well, that's okay.
I be a good guy about it, but I'll listen. She right. She absolutely right. She had a right outfit, a caution tape outfit. Cause let me tell you something. You need a warning, a stop sign, a yield sign, a red light, or something to cover all that right there. Boy, Jesus have mercy. But with that being said, though,
hold you stop real quick. What did you think of Bianca on the table on Monday with her wardrobe malfunction? With both of them.
We are a PG-13 show.
You too late. I'm already doing a suspension for what I talked about.
Listen, I'm gonna be suspended with you if I say what I got to say. But I mean, but for saying the beatdown, I loved it. Loved every minute of it. I think it was warranted. I think like seeing Naomi in this light is way better than anything like before. Like, don't get me wrong, we done kind of seen her on this realm before, but I think it's way better than what it was at the time when she was doing it. So, but like I said, the beatdown was definitely warranted. I loved every minute of it. I think to be honest with you, if they having a matchup with just her and Jade at WrestleMania, depending on Jade's performance, it has potential to be a 5-star match. Depending on Jade's performance.
Only if Naomi carry it. Only if Naomi carry it, because Jade still got some work to do. I think we all know that.
That's why I say it depends on her performance. If she can somewhat, if she can give me, I'm gonna say 30%. Because that's I mean, don't get me wrong, I know Naomi can carry the whole match, but if she can give me 30%, I will be satisfied, because I know she still got a lot of work to do.
I got a question for all y'all. Do y'all see the maturity of Naomi over the last 10 years, even though she's had this same stale ass gimmick for the last 10 years as a funkadactyl? But
hold up. Ding ding. I'm $35.01 away, baby. $35.01 away. $4.99 super chat from Christian from Chris Wilkinson. Ding ding. I'm 35.01. Keep going, though. I'm sorry.
Red light special about to come on tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we be trying to help Oak out for his from his extracurricular activities. so we be trying to have a goal of meeting of $40. So
Rich Homie, I do.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna
I
have
do lose focus sometimes, but let's
but
kind of speed this up because we got to get into the best and the worst.
all right. So my question is to y'all: do y'all see the maturity in Naomi from the bad
Absolutely,
to now in
absolutely.
regards to
yeah,
her
Yeah,
heel, her
yeah.
heel personas?
All right,
Because it seems like something. There was just something missing.
all right. I need Don. I need Don to give me his take on this. Don, then Rich Homie, you go. I'm trying to give me y'all take on this triple threat that's forming between those three massive egos. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. And where does the wise man come in at?
I,
And what's the promise? Go ahead.
all right. So I saw this match already in Royal Rumble. Like I'm like, yeah, there's gonna be Reigns versus Punk versus Rollins. Um, so people got to remember that back in 2012, when the Shield was created, the Shield was tagged to CM Punk and Paul Heyman.
true.
So this is more of a 13. I guess 12, 13 years in the making. The only person that they missing is Dean Ambrose, but this motherfucker want to be, AEW getting baseball bats with nails, put in his spine. But hey, that's what he like to do. That's what he like to do. But yeah, it's just a match. They're gonna. I'm telling you, as the weeks progress, they're gonna bring up the Shield. They're gonna bring up Punk. Gonna bring up, you know, like he did last night. That every time I fight one of you guys, that y'all can't never beat me 1-on-1. You got to help each other out to beat me. Which wasn't a lot of that, you
No, it's
know. But yeah, I think this is the night one main event for WrestleMania, and I know a lot of people gonna be like, well, what about the women and what about other match or what about Randy Orton and Kevin Owens? No, this needs to
No,
be night one main event. Like you got Seth Rollins, you got Roman Reigns, and we talking about a Roman Reigns that this man has main evented or WrestleMania back to
9,
back since 2021.
9.
Yeah, 9 total. So like you're not gonna just leave him out of the main event, for night one. And then this man came back to WWE to main
To
event.
make money.
So yeah, so he can main event WrestleMania. So I get it that he's not fighting for a title, but this the best. This is like the best situation you could be in, right now. So I like the match. I really think this could very well be the match of the weekend.
yeah.
As far as Paul Heyman go, I he could very well. I don't know. He could align himself back to Punk. I know I saw somebody today saying that he could align himself to Seth Rollins. Um, I just don't see that. I don't know why would you do that. Why would you put Heyman with Seth Rollins? I know they'd be another, I guess, layer to a storyline, but there's
Seth,
no there's no do that. So
Seth,
Can I be a devil's advocate in
hold up,
this real quick?
hold up, main event. Hold up,
Okay.
main event. Switch the decaps, goddammit. What you got there, Rich? What you got there, Rich homie? No, we got love main event because he bring the heat. What you got there?
Yeah, me personally, I ain't gonna hold you. I definitely feel like when it comes down to this whole triple threat, I feel like Roman Reigns gonna take the dub. But it's gonna be a swerve at the end. Everybody's gonna think that Paul Heyman is going with CM Punk. Then all of a sudden Brock Lesnar music hit. You feel me? But I
ooh,
really think they're gonna bring him
Please,
back.
please don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
You gotta remember who's running the ship. This is Triple H and them. They do a lot of, you know what I mean? They always like to backpedal. They don't like to bring nothing new most times. They give you a little bit and then they start backpedaling. Brock Lesnar is somebody that they can depend on for a draw. You know what I mean?
But you don't need it though at this point.
But you don't need it. That's the worst part. That's the worst part about it. You don't need him for a draw.
They don't,
But
but that's basically to get Paul Heyman away from Roman Reigns. You know?
Well, because eventually Roman gonna circle back. He gonna circle back to his family. Okay, all right. LT, what you got on that? Then we gonna talk about the 10 best and 10 worst WrestleManias of all time. I'm gonna let y'all run with that because hell, I ain't that good on that. So, what you got, LT?
Me personally, well, for saying the whole triple threat thing. I mean, we seen that coming. Like you said, we saw, like Don said, we saw that coming at at the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's a lot of variables that could go with that. The only thing I hope don't happen is what Ant said, which was Brock Lesnar getting in the mix. That is so unnecessary to me. Like, you don't need, like, this ain't the old days of Vince. Yeah, I understand Vince people still got some of that Vince man in them, but you don't need a guy like Brock Lesnar to show back up to get in the middle of things and whatnot. For what? Like, you getting a big enough draw with the roster that you got now. You don't need it. I mean, and to bring up what he's brought up, like with Dean Ambrose, for those that don't know John Moxley, but the thing, bring that up, that do hurt the fact that he bitched up and left and hauled as the AEW, because really and truly, you're not even getting the full story because he's actually a missing piece because he was part of the Shield. So, like, like I said, it's a lot of variables that come with that. You don't know how that's gonna play out because you got like you said, you still got the favor that Punk is old, and then how is Paul Heyman factor in the mix of this, because he been following Roman for the past couple of years, but he was seeing Punk guy 10 years ago. So, like, it's so much to think about. So it's like a really wait and see moment to see how they're gonna play this out.
We're gonna go to 10 worst. Then we're gonna go to 10 best. All right. WrestleMania, we're going to what we had 40. We're about to go into 41. Let's just go 5. Let's go 5. Okay. 5 and 5.
Okay.
All right. Main event, you started.
All right. So the 5 worst. Number 1 for me was WrestleMania 9. WrestleMania 9, the card was great. The main event was horrible, because you had Bret Hart and Yokozuna. Yokozuna wins the World Championship, and then he loses it in like 3 minutes, and 3 minutes later to Hulk Hogan, who wanted to interject his unruly ass in everything. So that was one, and that was also the worst watched WrestleMania as well. Was WrestleMania 9. To me, man, there haven't been any bad WrestleManias. Okay, WrestleMania 2 was kind of bad. WrestleMania 7 was a disappointment because WrestleMania 7 was supposed to be at the Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, but because of the Gulf War, that got moved next door to the Sports Arena, and only 16,000 was able to watch WrestleMania at that point, and that's the reason why it was the worst. But it's also going to be on my best, and you'll hear me talk about the best in a minute as well. So that WrestleMania is on both the best and the worst. So
excuse me, update. Don, Michigan just advanced to the Sweet 16.
I know. I saw it earlier. Yeah. Go Blue.
Go Blue. So I know a lot of people gonna hate me for this, but WrestleMania 10 was a disappointment to me.
Who was the main event?
Main event was that double main event with Yokozuna Bret Hart or Yokozuna was wrestling Luger first, and then Owen Hart and Bret Hart fought for the first time, wrestled for the first time. That card was trash. The only thing that saved that card was Bret Hart beating Yokozuna at the end. That's the only thing that saved that card to me.
No, the ladder match was Shawn Michaels and Razor.
Yeah, but other than that match and the Bret Hart match, those matches were trash. And I'm just going by main events, okay? Not going by what well, okay. Yeah, that was part of it. But that's why that's also going to be on my best as well. So hold off on that.
That don't even make sense. How you put them on? How you putting two WrestleManias on the worst and best
He's going
list?
by match. He's going by match. Not going by the card. I'm going by the
Uh,
card.
All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm doing the whole card, man.
All right.
All right,
You want me to
And
go
then
next?
and then the last one I'm gonna say.
All right, main event. All right, goddamn.
And the last one I'm gonna say was WrestleMania 24. No, the WrestleMania I can't remember what number it was. The New York WrestleMania at
Which New
20.
York?
MetLife.
29.
Was it 20? Was it 27?
29, 29, 29, 29.
Where Becky won both belts.
29.
Okay,
29. Hold on, you said who won both belts?
Becky.
That was 30. That was 35.
35.
I ain't gonna say it ain't been no 12 years.
Yeah.
All right, done. I mean,
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah,
That WrestleMania was 7 hours long.
It
It
was.
was way too fucking long.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think that was the last one that was 7 hours long, which they went to 2 days. So,
Yeah.
Also, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go next.
Okay.
So I'm starting from 5, and I end up with the worst one in my opinion. WrestleMania 2000, number 5 spot. It was only one singles match on that card.
It damn sure was, wasn't it?
It was over the top. It was over the top for me. Yes, the ladder match with the Dudley's, Hardys, and Edge and Christian, that was like the best match on the card. But everything else, man, it was just like even the Al Snow and Steve Blackman versus Bull Buchanan and Boss Man. I'm like, why do we? It's like they threw a lot of matches together just to have everybody on the card. So I didn't like that one. Number 4 spot is WrestleMania 32. Yeah, that wasn't a good WrestleMania for me, in my opinion. The best match on that card was AJ Styles and Chris Jericho.
Yep.
All right, going to the 3rd spot, WrestleMania 9, just like what Main Event said. It just, it really didn't nobody really watch it. I don't even think I watched WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 9 had the 2 doinks.
Yeah, and yeah, and then I just really didn't how I didn't like how they buried Mr. Perfect in that on that WrestleMania with Lex Luger. That was just dumb. All right. The second worst WrestleMania of all time is WrestleMania 27 that took place here in Atlanta. That was just Miz and Cena in the main event. Yeah. I didn't like that one at all. And yeah, I paid for the WrestleMania and everything, but yeah, I got my money back.
Was that the one that The Rock hosted?
Yeah, that was the one he hosted.
Okay.
It was just that whole card was just horrible. Like the best match on that card, Triple H and Taker, they had a good match, but I really think Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, they had a good match, and then Randy Orton had a good match. Now the worst WrestleMania of all time, and I'm surprised Main Event didn't say this, is WrestleMania 11. That was the horrible.
You know what? I was gonna say WrestleMania 11, but I went with 10 because 10 was just as bad as 11, and like we were talking about this a couple months ago, me, LT, and OG. It seems like they go through spurts where 3 or 4 WrestleManias are real good, and then 3 or 4 WrestleManias in a row are real bad.
But I think honestly, just 11 was horrible because remember WCW just started. Well, they didn't start Monday Night Wars till later on after that WrestleMania 11. But you remember Hogan debuted in '94 at Bash at the Beach for
Right.
so it took a lot of their fans away, and they became WCW fans, which is why a lot of people do say that WrestleMania 10 to some people isn't their best WrestleMania of all. Isn't their best WrestleMania because Hogan left after WrestleMania 9. So it just their whole company changed. They were going through a whole new change to push guys like Shawn Michaels, push guys like Taker, push guys like Bret Hart, into that
Right.
status. So anytime you got to transition from one era to another, you're gonna have, a couple of WrestleManias that's just not gonna be like, yo.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, LT.
All right. 5 spot was I'm like done WrestleMania 2000 for the same reason he said, like they just put a bunch of stuff together. Another WrestleMania I didn't care for. I'm gonna say, I'm being honest with y'all. WrestleMania 20 wasn't good with me. The only 2 matches at that WrestleMania that really stood out to me really was like the championship matches, which was Kurt and Eddie in the triple threat with Benoit, HBK, and Shawn Michaels, which they doing a series of the top 50 Raw wrestling matches at WrestleMania. I hate the fact that match ain't gonna get mentioned due to the Benoit situation. Um, Another WrestleMania I wasn't too keen on. I definitely say the WrestleMania 27, which was in Atlanta. I just didn't think the card wasn't really good, and then and no offense to you guys up there, but a lot of it seemed like the crowd wasn't really into it either. So that didn't help at all. Like I think they had more life at the Royal Rumble the year before than they did at the WrestleMania the year after. I'm gonna also say so 2 spot was WrestleMania 32. Like nothing about that WrestleMania I was not excited about, like nothing. And the last spot was, I'm gonna say, we had the one that which one y'all said it was? 35, one with Biggie Lynch that won the double titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't like that
Yeah.
one either. Too long, and most of those matches was boring. Not even gonna lie to you. It was. I
Yes.
was about it, but listen, because if I'm not mistaken, when that match took place, wasn't it like 2 o'clock in the morning?
I'm gonna be
105
honest with
when
you.
it started.
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people went to sleep after Kofi won the belt.
Don't joke.
You
Don't
ain't
joke.
lying. You ain't
Don't
lying.
joke.
No.
Listen. But when Cody hustled up that title, it was a wrap.
Look, I remember watching that last match. It was Charlotte came out of that helicopter with that blue sequin gown on at 1:13 a.m. That match didn't start to like 1:17 when she
You
finally
know
made
what I'm
it.
saying? Why is that match? Why is that match start at 1:17 in the morning, bro?
Yes, exactly. And the whole pay per view started at 7 o'clock.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's bad, man.
Yeah, Vince did his ass whoop for that.
All right,
Yeah, he
Rich.
did.
After you your 5 words, we're gonna go in reverse, and then you're gonna lead off the 5 best.
Yeah, I bet. Shit, the 5 worst to me, man. Damn. Shit, I got to piggyback off of y'all a little bit, man. WrestleMania 2000 was just literally all over the place. It was just a bunch of bullshit thrown together, so I didn't really care for that one. I want to say whatever WrestleMania that was that had Becky Lynch when she won the both belts. Which one was that? 30, 35?
35. Yeah.
Or 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was ass. I didn't like that one either. That shit was fucking cheeks. What other WrestleMania I didn't really care for? I think it was I want to say 27 was kind of whack too. I didn't really care for 27. Like it had they had a lot of stars and shit like that. Like they had the CM Punk and Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio, Edge. You know what I mean? They had all of that. Triple H, Undertaker. So it's like, okay, that's alright, but it's like, the whole shit as a whole, I wasn't really fucking with it though. 27 was kind of ass. I want to say 13. 13 wasn't really that good either. It's like it just had I think it was Stone Cold and Bret Hart. That was like the high point of the whole shit. After that, it was
Right.
just
That was the
That was
downhill. It was
it.
ass.
Right.
That was really
Yeah.
it.
So WrestleMania 13 was kind of ass to me. I didn't really care for it. And it's another one I really didn't care for. I want to say 29. 29 was with Miz and Cena, right?
No, that's 27.
That's
27,
27.
man, I'm telling you, 27 was
No. Oh, 29 was with fucking
The Rock is the Rock
it
and
was
Cena. The Rock and Cena
yeah,
part 2.
for the
Was that in
title.
yeah,
Miami?
and I didn't care for that shit.
Was that in Miami?
Nah, the one in Miami was 28. 29 was at MetLife.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Yeah,
for the title.
yeah, 29 was ass. It's like the Raw, like that Raw that next night was okay. Like it made it a little bit better. But Mania 29 was ass. I'm not gonna lie.
So,
That shit was ass.
so Rich homie. So pretty much what you're trying to say is because you from New York. So pretty much when they have WrestleMania in New York, they just need to have it at the Garden.
Should have been at the Garden, yeah.
Okay, I was just about to ask everybody. Do everybody like the stadium WrestleManias? Because to me, it seems like the best WrestleManias are the ones that are arenas.
Yeah, that are inside. Those big stadium ones with the outside, it normally ends up being ass. It's like they use that to make it seem better. It's like I haven't seen these WrestleMania because I'm a little younger. I think it was WrestleMania. Was it WrestleMania 2 that they did that? They had like this big kind of thing going
No,
on that
no,
was
no.
supposed to
That
be
was
yours.
three.
WrestleMania 2 was the three
Now
arenas
it was at
where they did Long Island, they did Chicago, and they did LA.
Yeah, they did
Okay,
Nassau
yeah,
them in New
that
York.
was stupid. I didn't care about that.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was one of them that had a big ass like a whole stadium, and it wasn't
But
all that good
WrestleMania
either.
3,
that was
WrestleMania
three.
3,
Yeah, that
and,
was.
I'm gonna get on WrestleMania 3 in a minute, and I'm gonna tell you why. We'll go in a minute. I'm going last, so I'll tell y'all in a minute.
Oh yeah, another one. I want to say WrestleMania 30. I didn't like WrestleMania 30 like that either. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I wasn't a fan. You know what I mean?
30
I wasn't
wasn't
a fan.
horrible.
It's like they that's when they broke Taker's streak. They did
Yeah, that's
that,
what I'm saying. It wasn't horrible.
and I think Daniel Bryan won, and I was never really a fan of him. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did not like that man at all. He was fucking boring to me. It's like he's a great technical wrestler, but he was just fucking boring.
And from what I heard on that Taker's streak being broken,
He had a concussion.
from what I heard, they changed that the last couple of months.
Vince changed it like literally when it was in the Gorilla. He changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like yeah, like they at first they were gonna go with the break, and then like and the crazy part about it, we kind of for anybody that has shit like the shit talk Brock, you kind of owe that man an apology because he really didn't want to break that shit. Like him and Paul Heyman was against it, but then Vince came out of nowhere at the last second. Like literally when them boys was in the Gorilla to go out to do their entrance, Vince was like, "You breaking the street tonight?" I was like, "Well, damn."
Do you know he was? That match was supposed to go longer. That match was
Yeah, we know, because Taker caught a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't even about that though. For me, it's more so about the fact that, bro, like you literally broke the streak, and literally everybody hated that shit because
Did you hear what
what
Bruce
was,
Pritchard said about that though?
huh?
Did you hear what Bruce Pritchard said about it?
What he say?
That's one of the most. They said that is one of the most ultimate regrets that he's ever had. Where he said he should have said something to Vince and said no. Instead of him being the ass kisser, he said he should have said no. and let the
Shit, too late now. Fuck,
Yeah, should have
nigga.
lived. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think Brock Lesnar should have been the one to do it.
No, you know who he wanted to break the streak, and you know who said no?
Oh, Mark Henry.
No, he wanted the streak to end with Randy.
Oh, Randy. Yeah,
He
Randy
wanted to
told
put
him
Randy
no.
over.
Edge told him no. They wanted Edge to do it too. Not Taker, but like Vince, they wanted Edge to do it. He said no. They wanted Mark Henry. Mark Henry
Literally,
said no.
everybody did not want to break that streak. Now, me personally, the only person I think was deserving of breaking the streak was Bray Wyatt because
Yes,
That would have been
he would
crazy.
he would have been because Bray would have been the new face of fear. So that's who deserved to break the streak. You not only that you had him break the streak, you had him lose twice at WrestleMania. You had him lose against Brock, and people forget when he battled Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Now
and
the only thing that's good about the Roman Reigns joint is it helps solidify his character like currently because he got that on his resume. Yeah, I'll be Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only thing that's saving on. But
mean,
other than that, though, the only person that was worthy of really breaking it was Bray Wyatt.
you think about
I
this.
agree.
Think about this.
I could agree with that. Bray
2019.
definitely should have did it.
2019 is when that happened, right?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
If the pandemic didn't happen, Roman Reigns would not be where he is right now. I really believe that.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily disagree.
All right, well, let Rich Homie go to his 5 best WrestleMania, so we can go ahead.
My bad, bro.
Oh, shit, for 5 best, they pretty much back to back in a little small way because WrestleMania 17 was good. That was definitely good. Like the whole I think it was like Rocket Austin back and forth, like they had their thing going on. WrestleMania 17, that was definitely good. Like I remember watching that. The whole card was pretty decent. WrestleMania 18, I remember as well. That was more so shadowed by I think it was Hollywood Hulk Hogan had came through like the NWO joined up around that time.
Yeah, the Hogan Rock match.
Yeah, it was
that San
shadowed. It was
Francisco?
overshadowed. Was it San Francisco?
No, that was Triple H and Sting. Never mind.
Okay. It was overshadowed by the
Toronto,
NWO, but it
18
was
was in
good
Toronto.
matches though. It was definitely good matches. You know what I mean? We got that good ass fucking stunner cell from Scott Hall. Shit, we got The Rock basically turning he didn't play like heel, I'd say, but he had to kind of like let Hogan take like the, you know what I mean, like the baby face role for a little while because they was actually carrying both of them. Like it was an electric night that time. I could definitely say that with The Rock and Hogan. Even though I'm not a Hulk Hogan fan at all, it was definitely good, like for the culture and all of that. Like so, I definitely got to go with that. 19 wasn't bad. It wasn't all that, but it was definitely one of the better ones, I'll say. So I'm gonna put 19 as well. But that is because of I want to say the Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle match. That was a good one right there. You know what I mean? The fact that he was able to finish that shit because Brock Lesnar knocked his fucking self out. So that was definitely a good match right there.
With the
You know what I mean? And Kurt Angle was fucking wrestling with a broken neck. So that was insane. Like
broken freaking neck.
Shit, that's why I always got respect for Kurt. And my personal favorite, I say, is 20. Like I know there's another one I'm missing, but I say my personal favorite, like of all time, was 20, simply because of the main event. Like the card was alright, but I damn sure like the championship matches because Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. That was a hell of a fucking match. But the match that stole the show for me was Chris Benoit when Triple H tapped out. That shit was amazing. Can't front. Like Benoit fucked it up doing what he did, but
Ain't his fault, but we ain't gonna get in that.
And Eddie like cheering each other on, like you know what I mean, like just celebrating this shit. Like it was a long time coming for the both of them. You know what I mean? And they both one-time world champions. Like they didn't get another shot after that. But yeah, man, that right there, that was my.
They died before they were able to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Chris Benoit was scheduled to win the ECW championship. He's going to go to ECW, the WWE.
That's something I didn't know.
Yeah. Supposed to win it.
He was scheduled to win.
He was supposed to win it because remember he beat his last match was against CM Punk.
Yeah, and he was going, and the title was vacant at that time
Yeah, it was
because
a
that's
turn.
when Mark Henry had
Mhm.
moved to the main roster, and
Mhm.
so it was going to be him and Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer did not want to win them. Did not want to
Yeah,
win the
Tommy
belt.
Dreamer never wanted to win a belt. He made it clear that he never wanted to win the championship.
And then when they put the belt
Why?
on him,
I
because
honestly
he
don't even
always
know.
said it was always about the chase with him.
Yeah, that was always part of his
He was
storyline.
just protecting his character.
Yeah, that
I
was part
Yes,
appreciate
of
that.
his storyline. But yeah,
he was the innovator of violence. So
but, Ben was supposed to win it, and like Paul Heyman, he was still controlling the ECW brand a little bit, but they
mhm.
want ECW original to win it. And you remember, people forget Ben Wall started. He was in ECW before he went to WCW.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right, LT.
Well, I don't think Don supposed to go for me.
My bad. Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. My top five, starting with the number 5 spot, WrestleMania 14. That right there pretty much culminated the survival of WWF at that time. Because remember, they were getting their ass beat by WCW, and so just that whole card was good. The tag team match with New Age Outlaws and Terry Funk and Cactus Jack. That was a great tag team match.
Now
Like
was he Chainsaw Charlie at that point, or was he
he
just
was
Terry
Chainsaw
Funk?
Charlie, but a lot of people don't know who the hell
Oh
that is.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said Terry Funk. That was a good match. The Kane and the Undertaker match, that shit was good. That was built up for like months. That Undertaker wasn't gonna fight Kane, and then they finally fought, and Taker went over. And then Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels. I don't know how Shawn to this day wrestled in that match with a broken back, but we always, how we talk about Kurt Angle and Cocaine Shawn, man. Hey, he delivered that match. So
Sean had took a he talked about this on one of the A&E shows when he was talking about, I think it was the Rivals to him
mm,
and Stone Cold. He said he had a the cortisone shot,
mm-hmm.
and then before the match he had like 8 perks.
Yeah, that's good. All right, my next one is WrestleMania 30. Um, I didn't. The one thing I didn't like about that card, we already talked about the streak ending, but that was a shocker. But one thing I didn't like how Cena went over in that match against Bray Wyatt. Bray should have won that damn match in my.
Exactly.
But the Daniel Bryan saga, that was great. The Shield versus Kane and I forgot who else he was tagging with, but that was also a great match. And I knew kind of they was turning them face, that somebody was gonna turn on somebody. And I really thought that Dean Ambrose was gonna turn against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but that never happened. But
Cause he was a loose cannon. He always
yeah,
feel like a loose cannon.
but
Yeah.
but they thought at first they they was gonna choose Dean to be the part of the authority, but they changed their mind and went Seth, which they ended up being the best thing, honestly. All right, the next one is WrestleMania 23. Um, that match with Shawn Michaels and Cena, man, that was like, if we talk about John Cena's best matches, that's gonna be number one. Him and Shawn Michaels at that WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Um,
I could agree with that.
and Undertaker had a great match against Batista. A great match. That was a great match with them too. Even the Money in the Bank match that night was great. That was one of
That's
the
the one CM Punk won, the first one.
yeah, yep, yep. He won that night, and I think that was the best decision right there. So, and then the $1 million Umaga and Bobby Lashley, it was okay. It was a good match, but it was just more. It was a lot of eyes on the product, in my
A lot of
opinion.
marketing bullshit.
Yeah. At the number 2 spot, I got WrestleMania 20. Oh, WrestleMania 20 is going to always be in somebody's top 5. Just that whole card alone was so great. Like the Christian versus Chris Jericho match, that was a great match, and a lot of people don't even give them their flowers for that match. and how Trish, she played a role in that. And
I was
then,
just about to say that was a Trish
yeah, that was she
heel
turned,
turn.
yeah, and Undertaker versus Kane. That was a great match, but I still think that 14 was their best match. And the triple threat match, man, like JR, man, we already know JR, but that man can make you cry over a damn turd in the toilet. But that's Jim Ross, man. Like he caught it in, 18-year career, cultivating him winning the world title. It's messed
It
up.
didn't make it no. Just to add to that, it didn't make it no boys. It didn't make it better. Like as he was like giving all the accolades and stuff out, how he was like his voice was raspy and shit. Like he done been screaming so loud throughout that whole match and whatnot. So it made it that much sweeter when it happened.
Exactly.
But you notice though that whole night though, he was screaming throughout that whole night, and
Yeah.
then finally at the end, his voice just
It,
became
it,
baby.
it but and that's where they started doing breaks. But I'm gonna get to Jim Ross here in a minute. I'm gonna go with my last one. My last WrestleMania, the best WrestleMania of all time, is WrestleMania 17. Just the build up of the event, like Limp Bizkit, My Way. I don't even listen to rock music or whatever, but just
Love
that song alone, the Austin versus Rock, the trailer, like every just everything about that WrestleMania was good. Vince versus Shane buying WCW, in the storyline. China, her last match against I forgot the woman name, Ivory. That was a great match between them. So, and the TLC 2 match with the Dudleys, Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. That was a great match as well. Like I don't think yes. Everybody need to go back and look at the Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit match at WrestleMania 17. Boy, that was a good ass match.
But that was
No,
Perk. That was
definitely
Perk
was.
Angle
That was
versus
Oh no. Gonna believe you for the lie. You for the lie. Cause I'm gonna tell you, if you want to talk about Perk Angle and Benoit, Royal Rumble '03. Now that's a fucking
yeah,
match.
yeah. You're right. You're right. You're
but
right.
that was
You're
a good
right.
match.
You're right.
That was a good match of them as well. William Regal versus Chris Jericho. That was a great match. Taker versus Triple H. That was a great match as well. So yeah, that whole card from top to bottom is good. And I kid you not, every year during WrestleMania season, I'm putting that on, watching it from top to bottom. So, but going back to what we said about Jim Ross, man, if y'all want to laugh at some Jim Ross commentary at WrestleMania, go watch the match with Mr. McMahon versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 22. Boy, I swear, but he gonna have you rolling, and I swear to God, man, that man.
Now,
But
if y'all want to watch some real funny shit though, man, like with commentary, go back to WrestleMania 8 and listen to Gorilla and the Brain go back and forth at each other.
Took.
Especially after the Ric Flair Macho Man match.
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you right about that. All right, TJ, go.
All right. So for me, number 5 would be. I'm gonna give it to WrestleMania 23. I think that was a pretty good WrestleMania altogether. um, just like you said with the matches, but only thing I didn't really too much care for was the whole battle of the billionaire matchup. That didn't really do much to me, but it was a pretty good matchup. Number 4, I would have to say 39. 39 was a really good WrestleMania. Whether folks want to kind of agree with it or not, I think the whole like night 1 and 2 was must see TV. Um,
Thank you.
Number 3, huh?
Thank you.
Oh yeah, oh, no, I'm giving 39 this credit because
No, I'm
I
saying thank you
oh
because
no because like I don't think people really realize like how
no,
great of that card was for both
how
nights.
historical that part was.
Yes, so 39 definitely is just due. 30 at number 3. I think that was a solid. I think that was a solid card for the most part. I mean, of course, you had some legends that came out and whatnot and did their little thing. Number 2, I'm gonna say WrestleMania 17. I know that's kind of shocking, but of course, like Don said, top to bottom, the matches was great and whatnot. But number 1 for me was WrestleMania 21, which was in Hollywood. And you gave, even though it wasn't quite Cocaine Sean, but I did get HBK versus Perk Angle. And listen, those guys stole the show. Of course, Cena at the time was the up and comer. He was hot, like blazing hot. Him winning the title. Who was? Of course, you had the who defended the world championship that night?
It was Triple H and Batista.
Yeah, Triple H and Batista. Yeah, Triple H and Batista. That was a good match, and then that was also the night where we actually got our first ever Money in the Bank match, which you gave Shelton Benjamin gave us 2 of the craziest highlights of all time. In that match with him doing the T-bone suplex on Edge, as well as run up the ladder doing a clothesline on Chris Jericho. Like the shit was so amazing to put the shit in video games. Like I think SmackDown versus Raw 07, they immediately added that in the match. Like, yeah, you can do that now. So it was like it was so crazy. Like WrestleMania 21 was definitely a wild night. Plus the build up, because if y'all remember, they was doing like little miniature movie bits as commercials. Because you had one of my favorite bits was the Basic Instinct bit, and I don't know why, but Christian with the douchebag look on his face was forever funny with him when he said when he asked Stacy Keibler do she participate in sodomistic activities. We was like, and to see Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho look at him like, are you serious? And he just got this douchebag look on his face like, never mind. Like, I just want to ask some crazy shit to her real quick. Of course, you had Undertaker doing his impression of Clint Eastwood. Eddie Guerrero and Booker T doing Pulp Fiction. The whole build up to WrestleMania 21 was awesome. So that's my favorite of all time.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All y'all got some great WrestleManias. A lot of mine's gonna be like from the beginning parts of WrestleMania, from the first beginning. But number 5 for me has to be WrestleMania 39. Because that was the first night everybody was back in. And then Sasha and Bianca stole the show that night. That first night.
That's 38. That's 38.
38. Okay, yeah, that's one I was thinking about. Not 39, 38. Because I was thinking that was I thought 39 was Sasha and Bianca, but 38. That's what I'm looking at. That card, top to bottom, first night. The first night was better than the second night. That and you don't say that about many WrestleManias with the 2-night events, but the first night is better than the second night. That was one of those rare occasions where the first night was better than the second night. And then, of course, WrestleMania 17 is gonna be my number 4 because of the story with Stone Cold. You know, that was Stone Cold's last match against The Rock. And
no, that's 19, dog.
19. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting messed up. 19. My bad. You helped me out. Thank you. And then honorable mention is 20 because that card was just stacked to me. And then I'm gonna go to WrestleMania 12. WrestleMania 12 had the Iron Man match with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. That whole card was absolutely amazing, but that's the one that sticks out to me. That match sticks out to me. WrestleMania 7 is another WrestleMania that I love because that was also a great card, and that was highlighted by The Undertaker making his WrestleMania debut against Jimmy Snuka. And then also you had the career versus career match between the Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage, which stole the whole damn show. And then you had Hogan versus Slaughter in that night as well. So, man, whew. WrestleMania 7, you know how the Don said he goes back and watches the WrestleMania 13. I go back and watch WrestleMania 7 all the time.
No, I don't go back and watch WrestleMania 13. I go back
He
and
said,
watch
he said 17, man.
17. Damn. My bad.
like only match I'm watching on 13 is Stone Cold and Brett. That's it.
My bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was your rush. My bad.
You good?
But and then WrestleMania 3 is WrestleMania 3 is, well, I'm sorry. WrestleMania 1 is gonna be my number 2 because that started it all. And if it didn't go through and it didn't come out the way it did, we wouldn't have 2 through 41 like we do right now. And then my all-time favorite, WrestleMania 3. And I'm gonna tell you what, WrestleMania 3, the crowd wasn't as big as they said it was. The crowd wasn't even over. It was right at the 80,000 mark. It wasn't 93 and some change. Gorilla Monsoon even admitted to that. He said it was about 81, 82,000 in the Pontiac Silverdome that night. And that card, of course, had Billy Jack Haynes on there with Hercules Hernandez. That was the night that Macho Man and Randy Savage and Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat tore the house down, and for most people, for most luchadors, they say that is the ground, that is the staple match for all luchadors, because the way that match went, how quick they were, how crisp the moves were. There were no botches in that match. And they said that was the best match ever. One of the best matches ever. And that's probably going to be the best WrestleMania match I ever saw.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's in my top 5.
Ever. And then you know, later on you had the match between Hogan and Andre the Giant. And that's where he slammed Andre.
I just want to make a quick change. My third spot where I had WrestleMania 30, I'm changing that to WrestleMania 19 because I don't know why I forgot to put 19 on my list, but 19 definitely deserved that recognition because not only that you had, you know, the matchups with the championship matches, even though the only downside about it was Vince making Booker drop the take the fall, which surprisingly to me, because I thought it was something dealing with Triple H, but kind of find out Triple H actually wanted to drop the belt to Booker T. He felt like Booker T deserved that moment, but Vince went against it. So that
King of the Ring that year.
You said what?
Didn't he get the King of the Ring that year?
No, that was 06.
Nah, that was 06. No, this is 03.
Okay.
Like Book was on a run. He was hot. Even to and I can understand why Triple H wanted him to drop the title, because if anybody remember, they had a whole segment on Monday Night Raw where basically like Triple H was like kind of hinting like some racial slurs at him in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, and I felt like that was one of the reasons why Trips wanted to drop the title, but Vince went against it. Of course, Brock and Kurt put on a damn good match in that matchup, but I think of course, and then you know, the Stone Cold and Austin on match, I think me personally, I think is their best match because it wasn't no outside interference, it wasn't no BS. It was just straight up Austin and Rock in the ring, put on a performance. I think WrestleMania 19 is their best match of all three matches. Even though, don't get me wrong, 17 get this glory, but I think 19 for us saying performance based, even based on Austin being injured and broken down as much as he was, he put on a good performance. I think a very underrated match on that card that people don't talk about is Jericho and Michaels.
Yeah.
That was Michael's first match at WrestleMania in years, and him and Jericho put on a damn good show. And I don't think they get enough credit for that.
What about Taker versus Big Show and A Train? Like he had the rights of both of them motherfuckers by himself.
Oh man,
You say he had a what?
He had to wrestle both of them by himself because of Nathan Jones' injury.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was a good match. Yeah, 19 is actually in my top 10. So
Yeah, I that is in my top five. It's third, but because like I said, I don't know. I said 30, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess because it's more recent, but I be forgetting like 19 really is a unsung WrestleMania that people don't even talk about as much. Like you had, like you said, you had the aesthetics, you had the matches. Like it was damn good.
yeah. And main event, I'm surprised you didn't bring up when you talked about WrestleMania 3. Piper and Adrian Adonis. Like people forget
that was a good
Adrian
match though,
Adonis.
too. That was a great match too.
Yeah,
But
Adrian Adonis know how to weight his size and stuff, but the man was still agile and can move and everything.
yes,
Unfortunately, he passed away months after that match. But
right.
like the man,
But Adrian Adonis match was a great match. But if I'm looking at those matches and everything, I'm looking at the match right after that, the Tito Santana match. That was a great match as well. Because the way he beat up Slick and tore off all his clothes. And then the Jake the Snake match with Alice Cooper, when Alice Cooper walked him down the aisle. Man, I gotta watch that tonight though. I'll watch it after the race. But man, you got me. And then another WrestleMania that I loved as well was WrestleMania 4. And the reason why I love WrestleMania 4 is because Ted DiBiase did something that no other wrestler would have done in his place. Ted DiBiase in that tournament, where Hogan where Hogan got beat clean by Andre the Giant on the Saturday Night's Main Event, and then he sold the belt to Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase was supposed to win the belt at WrestleMania 4 in that tournament, but because Macho Man Randy Savage pitched the bitch and said that he was on the quit and he didn't win the championship, he told Vince to put the belt on Macho Man. That was the most selfless thing I had ever heard in the business. This is a man who could have been a world champion. He was also your highest paid wrestler at that point in time, too. He was making more than Hogan was. And Hogan was your main guy. He was making more than Hogan. He was the first $1 million wrestler ever. He was the first one to get paid $1 million a year. Ted DiBiase was.
Rapid fire, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Each one of you guys give me who you all think gonna have the biggest WrestleMania moment this year in WrestleMania 41. It don't matter.
You to my rapid fire. That's crazy.
First one, I think it's gonna be Io Shirai. I think she's gonna overcome both Bianca and Rhea. I think she's got that kind of heat, got that kind of passion to her.
All right, LT.
Fuck. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Naomi.
Okay.
Oh,
Done.
I'm going to say Dominic Mysterio, and I'm gonna say this. And
Hey, yo.
let me hear me
hot
out.
take.
Hear me out.
Hot take.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening.
Hear me out, because the Intercontinental belt, right? If y'all seen what happened Monday, how he picked up that belt, and then people been kind of being like, okay, he kind of looked like it, Eddie when Eddie had it with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
I would be shocked. I would not be shocked because there's gonna be several guys that's gonna be fighting for that title. I won't be shocked if they put the belt on Dominic. I would not be shocked.
Pause. Because
Time
you
out.
mentioned
Time out.
Eddie,
Time out. Time out.
hold on. Didn't the shirt he will win, wasn't that a shirt that Eddie wore before?
Yep.
That's what I was just about to say. I was just about to say the same thing you just said.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what my surprise is gonna be with is but my second person is gonna be Damian Priest with the match of Drew. If he can hold his own and not even just hold his own, if he can have a great match with Drew McIntyre, I really think they're gonna put him back into the heavyweight title picture again.
Now, we don't want to
The only problem about that is about getting who winning that match. Because let me tell you something, I just don't see Drew losing to the WrestleMania moments like that. Like
Drew's
better
gonna
like
Drew's gonna Drew's gonna win that. I feel like Drew's gonna win that match, but I don't think Damien's gonna leave that match, kind of in the bottom of the being back in the bottom of the barrel. That's gonna kind of elevate him. You can lose a match.
okay, I see what you're saying. You saying he could lose a match, but it'll boost him to the point it'll put him back in the title picture.
It'll
Okay,
elevate.
let me ask you a quick question real quick.
It's
Are we
not.
talking about the?
Hold on,
We're talking about
man.
the.
Hold on,
Okay,
main event.
Hold
okay.
on, man. Hold on.
My bad.
I'm not saying that it's gonna put him back into the title. It's gonna take him time, but it's gonna elevate him with the agents and Triple H and everybody backstage and be like, okay, we'll, down the road, we'll get him back in the title picture somehow. He's gonna you can lose a match and get elevated.
Right.
All right, here's my question. True. You said, are we just talking about the WrestleMania? Are we talking about the whole weekend, including the NXT show as well?
Well, that's what Stand and Deliver is going to be. It's going to be separate. But
Okay.
but go ahead, Rich Homie. Then I'll give y'all who I think.
Shit, well, I want to agree and say that I believe Dominic Mysterio, if we talking about wrestlers, Dominic Mysterio is going to have the best moment this WrestleMania. Now, the best non-wrestler moment, I feel like it's going to go to Paul Heyman. I really feel like Paul Heyman's going to steal the show. He's going to do some wild shit. He's going to swerve everybody. Like, he got some shit up his sleeve is when it come down to this shit with the whole Roman Reigns and CM Punk thing.
Agreed.
I'm
It's gonna be some mind-boggling shit Heyman gonna pull.
Yeah, it's gonna
I'm,
be wild, man. So I'm gonna say Paul Heyman, but for the sake of wrestling, I'll say Dominic Mysterio. That's only if he's inserted into the Intercontinental title picture.
mine gonna be a two-part. My first one gonna be I think it's gonna be Tiffy time. I think Tiffy gonna have her.
You just want to piss me the fuck off. That's what you doing.
See, I wasn't gonna say shit about Tiffy.
Yeah,
He just want to piss somebody off.
Yeah,
But
but Tiff will deliver, but she ain't gonna have no crazy moment though.
somebody.
hell no, she ain't gonna have no damn crazy moment. She ain't got shit on her damn back for to have a damn crazy moment. This regular motherfucker just want to piss me off. But he want to bring up that damn Miss Piggy. That's what he want to damn do.
Pissing yourself off. And it'll be Tiffy and Jay Uso.
I was gonna add Gunther to mine, but of course, like I said, I mean, I love Gunther. Watched him wrestle a long time. Jey Uso, I've watched wrestle for a long time. So I'm kind of conflicted, but I also want to see both of them succeed, one of them win. And I think for that sake, that's why I'm going Gunther's way, but it's hard to pick on that match because I love both of them.
Well, let me give y'all why I say Tiffany. Somebody got to get put over in this WrestleMania. Somebody got to get put over. Just like the majority of the matches, everybody been put over except and I think it'll probably be Tiffany.
Where does Bailey fit in this? Because Bailey's gonna put somebody over too. Where does Nia fit in that?
I don't think everybody has everybody over as far as the situation with Tiffany goes. I really think that Charlotte is gonna put her over. It just seems that way. Like I can see that jump 10 miles away.
I mean, we all can. It's just the fact that Tiffany ain't good enough to be put over, but we all know they're gonna do that. So,
And like I
and
said,
at least until they get the new breed of women from NXT to come to the main roster.
You know
right.
how
I want to
they,
kind of disagree on that. I feel
but
like Charlotte's going to go over.
mm,
They not going to get up there.
I will say this: you saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if she do. It wouldn't surprise me.
It's just
It,
it got typical WWE written all over it.
It
Charlotte's going to
does.
take that
It does.
W.
well, I wouldn't necessarily say it got typical WWE written all over it. I just if the person that she was going against was really worth it, I would agree. Tiffany Stratton ain't worth it.
The 18 to 34-year-old demographic, they're immature and they're stupid. And I'm not calling you stupid because I know you in that demographic, LT, but most of these young men, they're looking at sexuality instead of real skill.
You can't.
I'm 45 almost, brother.
I'm gonna get you later.
I mean, clearly, them cats don't get no twat in it, like, so that's why it be like that. Like, I don't care. Like, I might. Don't get me wrong, I have my little sexual and fantasy moments, but overall, I actually do pay attention to the actual skill set of folks in the ring. Don't get me wrong. I think Jade Cargill is one of the most sexiest women, but I know her skill set ain't up to par for her to be running singles or stuff like that.
Yeah, it
That's
ain't
my
there.
thing.
It need to be
You're
yet.
the educated person here. And what I'm saying is you're educated to the point to where you know you're wrestling, you're a student of the game, and you're a purist. And that's why I say guys that are 18 to 34 years old, unlike you, they don't understand where we are as men and where we are as wrestling pundits and things of that nature. Because we look at everything.
Yeah, because my goat woman wrestler is Mae Young. And folks be looking at me like, who the fuck is Mae Young? My point exactly.
And see, my thing,
Yeah.
I know a woman who's in the Hall of Fame right now. She's dead and gone now, but she's from LaGrange, Georgia. And I cannot remember her professional name, but I love her to death. And she was from that era of wrestling as well. So she actually wrestled Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah, and she also put me up on game about the Fabulous Moolah, how Fabulous Moolah is a bitch, was a bitch, and did not care about anybody but her.
You're not talking about Wendy Richter, or
No, I cannot think of her name right now.
But I mean, just going back to what we were saying though, for saying like the whole like, I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte takes the title, but I also understand why they want to put Tiffany over because it's supposed to be Tiffy time, and folks like her. It's the aesthetics. I just don't. It's just nothing about her that makes me be like, yeah, I believe in her. Like, it's basically how it was with Damian Priest a couple years ago. I couldn't stand Priest. Now I can tolerate the dude. I could not stand Damian Priest a couple years ago. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Even when he came to Savannah, at Monday Night Raw, I told him put them damn crochet braids in his fucking head. He still do it, but at least he heard me. Overall, though, he has gained some notoriety. Like I could be like, okay, he's tolerable. I can deal with him.
Right.
All right.
So
We're going into 2 hours out. I don't want the producers in the back to get on the great show tonight, gentlemen. We're gonna come back same time next week. I kind of like bring. I kind of like going into the history. As we go into the history, it'll help us. It'll also help the main event. I want to reiterate, main event will come out with his show the Wednesday following WrestleMania, Tales of the Territory. So next week, let's stay with WrestleMania, and we're gonna go with the
Best matches ever.
with the most
Best match.
with the most shocking. Next week we're gonna go with the most shocking WrestleMania moments, like the what the fuck moments. We go closing remarks. Rich Holman, give me a
Yep.
closing remarks, brother.
You said my who?
Closing remarks. Closing remarks. We're gonna close it out.
Shit. Well, if y'all gonna be talking about wrestling next week, y'all can have me back on next week.
Hey, we love to have.
Everybody that's watching, you know what I mean? Follow me on TikTok at Kool-Aid Poppy 316. Follow me on Instagram, Rich Homie Ant. You know what I mean? So I love y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
All right,
No problem, man. No problem.
LT.
Shout out to John Cena telling everybody to fuck y'all. I'm on his side.
Oh wow, you should be such a dick tonight. Main event.
I'm trying to figure out I'm a dick. I'm with John Cena. He told y'all fuck y'all. I'm with him. It be like that.
I just want to say this, man. Like I've been saying, bro. If y'all love wrestling, and I don't care what brand you support. I don't care what brand you watch. And no, as long as you watching wrestling right now, you in one of the golden eras of wrestling. And if you don't like the product that you're watching, then turn to something else, and you'll find something you love. So, with that being said, love each other, love God, love each other, and I'll see y'all next week.
I'm gonna let Don close it out. I'm just gonna say, this era of the women, they bringing it. I expect real big things from this WrestleMania moving forward out of these girls, because these girls are really they delivering, and we gonna have some real big moments out of these women. And to the big dog, Don, close us out, and we're gonna get up out of here.
All right, my last thing I need to say, man, is to WWE. Can we please induct D'Lo Brown into the Hall of Fame? That's all I'm like. God damn. Induct the man to the Hall of Fame. Or at least
Can I add your shit? When you get finished, can I add your shit? Because you said somebody, but I want to add something to what you just said.
If they not going to induct D'Lo, at least induct the Nation of Domination. Like they deserve
That's all. I ain't got to say no more. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear from you.
But I know it's gonna be kind of weird to do that, because then if they do that, that's gonna be mentioning Owen and Martha Hart, Owen's widow.
That's not gonna happen.
She don't want him. She don't want him involved in any of the Hall of Fame stuff. So
okay, but okay. I mean, I don't want to sound as sensitive, but she's listen, we all hate what happened to Owen. I got my thoughts on it, but if it means if they just want to exclude him, because you got to look at the heavy hitters that was in the Nation of Domination. Like,
literally,
you already got 3, maybe 4 Hall of Famers that was in the Nation of Domination, right?
yeah, you got 3. The D'Lo's the only one that's not in yet.
Folding. Because you got I forgot Rock ain't in yet. You need to quit bullshit. What the fuck you doing?
But you got Farouk, Ron Simmons. You got
Mark Henry,
Godfather, and Mark Henry. So D'Lo and The Rock, we know The Rock gonna get in. We know that shit gonna happen soon.
The Godfather's gonna get in.
Godfather's already in.
Yeah,
he's
that's
already
what I thought.
Godfather.
Yeah, he been in.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen,
Yeah.
hey, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Make sure y'all hit them buttons, man. Like, share, subscribe. We'll be back same time next week, 8 o'clock, with Exclusive World of Wrestling. We're gonna talk about most shocking WrestleMania moments, along with the happenings and goings of the week in professional wrestling. Appreciate
Get
everybody.
in there, Lewis.
Um, Rich Homie Ant, make sure you come in, come back. Don, you usually take a week off. Are you gonna be back next week or what?
I'll be back next week. I'll be at
All
home.
right, man. LT main event. I'm your man, OG Truth.
Please don't go away from me.
With a Z, and for the exclusive world of wrestling, we always seek and speak what? The truth,
The truth.
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
When I see you.
Good night, all. Stop crying, main event, and we
All right.
see you guys next Saturday. Good night.
All right. Holla at y'all.
All right.
Y'all be good. Love y'all.